Are you thinking about getting a job in PR? Do you want to be a publicist one day? In this video, you're going to get some tips how to get started in the world of PR. In the latest interview, we got to talk to Michael Gonzalez, who works as a publicist in the media and entertainment industry. As a bonus, you're going to hear some of the tips and signs that could show you whether you have a talent for PR or not. So check out this clip with Michael and welcome to our channel where we talk about all the things that school doesn't teach you. Do you think that people can just apply for an intern job just like you did? And if not, then what could they do on their own?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, if you can get an internship anywhere, that's always going to be my recommended path. It's what I did. And, I think people are starting to realize that a lot of jobs require previous experience. And I think that's challenging because it's like, how do I get an entry-level job that requires experience if all of them require experience? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Internship kind of bridges that gap where to maybe get in before a company is willing to fully commit to you as a full-time employee, get some experience, get to network, get to understand the job function. That gives you a tremendous leg up in an interview if you actually truly understand the job you're going to be doing. Yeah, an internship would always be my first option. If that isn't an option to you because maybe you've already graduated or you don't have connections, start small. You brought up if kids are on social media these days, that'll lead them into PR. I think one thing you can do is get familiar with the different apps, get familiar with the different methods in which people are marketing and promoting their products and projects. Following it as a consumer, just knowing the different websites who cover an industry, the different writers who cover a different industry, like all those little details that you can take with you into an interview are huge. It shows that you have like a deeper understanding of the job function and of the industry itself.
What do you think would be the first step for people to get the foot into the industry other than that? And when you were talking about the social media,
yeah,
you were mainly talking about knowing the platforms to use for your own self. But what I'm thinking, do you think people could just say hey, I'll be PR guy for you? For your friend, let's say your friend does YouTube videos or he streams something on Twitch. And maybe you can offer your help and that could be your internship, kind of figure out on your own, be a PR guy for someone you already know.
You certainly can. And it's a good way to get experience and contacts with pitching. Question is where is that going to take you long term? As a publicist, you can only be as successful as your clients are at the end of the day. So while it could be good experience, pitching your buddy's YouTube channel, unless he starts getting noticed and starts getting more opportunities for you to connect with other people because of him, it's not going to benefit you that much. Obviously, internships are number one, but there are other entryways into the profession. One big one is, executive assistant roles. Typically, those are more admin-focused, managing schedules, taking calls, running meetings, things of that nature. If you can get into one of those types of jobs and just show that you're competent, a lot of times that'll open doors for you to move into other departments and eventually do what you want to do. They can be grueling depending on whose desk you're running, If you have a very strong or difficult personality that you're directly working for and you're their number one primary assistant, it can be rough. It's something you have to mentally prepare for sure. But if you're willing to do it and you can show that you have a good work ethic and that you're able to apply yourself, that is a very good way to get yourself a job. And even Paramount Studios, for example, the first company I worked for, they have these positions on the Paramount lot where basically you are a little tour guide for people who come and visit the lot, and you teach them about the history of different buildings. Even that job, they will pull people from who do really well on that team, and they'll put you in assistant roles to start moving you up. So there's always a way. I think the first thing is you have to figure out a way to get your foot in the door in any capacity to your industry. And then once you're in, you're in. You just got to start connecting with people and figure out how to build relationships one way or the other. That's going to take you the furthest.
Is there people who, because there's like people who's born with talent for like sports or certain professions. Is there a talent for PR kind of? If young people is interested in this industry, is there any signs they can kind of know like, oh, I'm actually cut out for this?
There's definitely some traits and characteristics you'd like to have. Like if you're very outgoing, you're good at connecting with people. If you're good at reading people, if you can step into a room and kind of figure out a way to just talk to different people from kind of all walks of life, if that comes natural to you, then PR is a pretty good field, just because that is a core function of your job. In PR, you're not just interacting with peers your own age and from the same background. You're talking to people from all walks of life. There's a lot of older journalists I work with. There are people my age. There are young, like teen, tween TV and radio hosts who you have to pitch and talk to. So it's really like a very broad spectrum. And if you can find ways to just talk to people and connect with them in organic ways, then I think you're going to be pretty successful. Yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, honestly, it's all about relationships and connection. Obviously, you need to be able to send emails and write reports, and the more creative you are, definitely gives you a leg up. That's certainly a way I've made a path for myself, is not only just the day-to-day functions, but being able to contribute big picture-wise from like strategy perspective is like pretty important. So yeah, those are kind of the two things.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope the tips from Michael were useful to you. If you are a high school student who's interested in content creation, you can work with us on this podcast. There's a form below in the video description. There's a link that you can use to sign up, and we'll get back in touch with you, and you can work either on screen or behind the scenes, and we'll teach you everything that we've learned so far. In the meantime, again, thank you for watching this video. If you want to see more clips, then be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. See ya!